All right, I'm going to be doing this from the table today. Hopefully, it's not too shaky. I'm trying not to move around very much, but can't help it. It's shaking. Um, Wanted to dive a little deeper into the Social Security thing. I mentioned the Social Security on a couple of videos, and I'm a nerd about this stuff. And the reason why I'm doing this, actually, especially because my wife's not home right now, my wife is bored to death of me talking about retirement. I'm quite a ways from retirement. I don't know when I'm going to retire. I'm only 53. I may retire when I'm 67. I may wait till I'm 70. I may retire at 62. I just don't know yet. I want to wait till there's a lot of money there and until I'm done working. I actually enjoy my job, so there's no reason to quit now. Um, but I love this stuff. And so I've found this outlet on YouTube. I used to just put these on Facebook and bore my friends to death. And I realized that, yeah, they weren't watching because they're bored. They don't give a crap about retirement. Half my friends aren't retirement age, or they already have their stuff figured out and they don't want to hear me talk about it. Some dumb truck driver telling them what they should do with their Social Security. So anyway, I'm going to bore the YouTube people to death with it. So I have a couple of friends I was talking to recently. They're both 60. Both of them are not saving for the future. I'm trying to get them both to do that. They both have 401ks, but neither one. They both have 401ks offered to them, but neither one of them are taking it. And that's right off the bat. Before I start this Social Security thing, I want to go on a rant about 401k. If your employer offers a match of any kind, whether it be 1%, 2%, 10%, dollar for dollar, 50%, whatever it is, you are a fool if you do not take them up on it. My own company, I'll use again. This is about me and my experience. I'm not giving economical advice to anybody. This is just for entertainment purposes and what I've done in my own life. You're going to see my numbers here. My company offers a one-to-one match, dollar for dollar match, up to 3%. So if I put in 3%, they put in 3%. After 3%, they do a 50% match, or 50 cents on the dollar match, up to 4%, which basically means they'll add one more percentage if you add two. It's to incentivize you to bump a little higher. So if you put in 5%, they'll put in 4%, which gives you 9% of your pay. If you make $100,000 a year, you'll end up with $9,000 invested. $4,000 from them and $5,000 from you. Now, you do this as a young person, this will be very lucrative. This could be very, very lucrative, and I'll break that down in another video. If you do this as an older person, 60 years old, which I'm trying to tell them to do, you're not going to have time on your side. You only got 10 years. Maybe if you retire, if you start collecting Social Security at 70, you only got about 10 years for this to grow, so it's not as much time. However, the fact that they're giving you free money, you're getting a free $4,000. This is the best. This is better than any investment you can make. If anyone came to me and guaranteed me, hey, if you give me $5,000, I'll give you $5,000 and the $4,000 back at the end of the year, I'd be liquidating everything I have and go, here's $5,000, here's $5,000, here's five. I would be going across the board. That's an 80% return, an 80% annualized return. If you don't understand what that means, you need to figure it out. That's an 80% annualized return. There is no investment you can make that does that unless it's something radical. Not a guaranteed investment, not a CD, nothing. There's no guaranteed investment that can get you here close to that. And this is a guaranteed investment. What we're offered is an 80% annualized return. Some companies do a 100% return. 100% up to, I've heard as high as 100% up to 15%. That means they're getting 30% of their annual income at the end of the year invested. Now this goes into 401k. You don't get it that day. You don't get it at the end of the year. But you're a fool if you don't take advantage of this. It's the dumbest thing in the world if you don't do this. And it's not because you're dumb. It's just because you don't know. So I'm just on a rant about that. I'll go on a bigger rant about that later. But Social Security is very important. Because while you want to build up as much money as you can, you're going to need a safety net. And that's what Social Security is, a social safety net. It's what Social Security has always been called. how you do it, how you find out what you have coming and what you are eligible for, is to go to secure.ssa.gov. You'll have to put in your Social Security number. You have to make an account. My Social Security is the page. You have to make a profile, use your Social Security number, and they'll show you what you're going to get. They'll show you eligibility and earnings, indexed earnings, and all the zeros, meaning that if you didn't work that year or if you didn't earn enough income that year, you didn't claim anything, you get a zero. And the problem with zeros, and I know a lot of people that do zeros, and I've even done it too, if you don't claim, if you don't make very much money, you don't claim, here's what will happen. They index those numbers. So $1,000 indexed might end up being $5,000. Guess what zero indexed is? Zero. It never changes. So if you are young and you're going, oh, I only made a couple $1,000 this year, I'm not gonna do my taxes. Do your damn taxes. Because even if you only made a couple $1,000, that's going to get indexed later on and going to be a much bigger number. That zero will always be zero. It'll never change. Don't do a zero. They'll also tell you if you've earned your 40 work credits. Now, they have complicated ways of doing things. You just have to go on there and make a profile, figure it out. What I want to talk about here is the difference between retired at 62, 67, and 70. Now, I shouldn't say retiring, drawing Social Security at 62, 67, and 70. Regardless of when you retire, you have to start drawing Social Security at 70. They'll just start mailing you the checks. You have to, okay? So you don't get a choice there, but you've got a choice between 62 and 70. And there's also disability. If you go on that same website, it'll tell you what your disability is. Like I checked mine just today. And mine today, if I was to get hurt, couldn't work, I'd get $2,700 a month for the rest of my life. That's nice. That's outstanding. That means basically that my wife and I would still make it. Couldn't do what we do now, but we'd still be okay. I mean, I've earned enough now where I could get that the rest of my life. So it's a handy thing to be able to see, because there's some people out there, I know a couple personally, that are hurt. They may not be able to work much longer, and they might be able to use that money and use that. They've paid in on it. They earned it. This isn't welfare. This is your money. That's the other thing, is when I hear people argue and say, oh, Social Security, they're going to do away with it. Horse shit. There will be a civil war. Who has all the guns? Who has all the ammo? Gen X. Guess who's getting ready to retire? Gen X. Go ahead and take our money. Nobody, this isn't welfare. We put this money in. Social Security is staying around. My generation is the one that's going to be elected. My generation will be the one that starts a freaking civil war if they try to take it. That ain't happening. It's not happening. Mark my words. Okay? This is your money. This isn't government handouts. This is our money. We put this in there. Now, we're forced to put it in there, but it's still our money. Okay? You put in 6.5% a year. You have been forever. If you don't know that, that's part of what your FICA, that's 6.5%. Your employer does it too. They also match that. So you end up putting 13% in a year of your pay. It's an investment. Now, the interest is terrible. I think it might actually lose money. I don't remember now, but I did the numbers once. It depends on how long you live. However, it's your money. So don't go to sleep on this. People say, oh, don't worry about Social Security. Hell, I paid it. I'm worrying about it. If I retire at 62, I found out today I get $2,100. That's in today's dollars. Adjusted for inflation, when I'm 62, probably be around $3,000. If I retire at 67, I get $3,200. Adjusted for inflation over 14 years, be much higher, probably $5,000. I'll wait till 70, it's $4,100. Just for inflation, probably $7,000 or $8,000. My wife, this also thing, a spousal benefit. If your spouse works and has worked all of your marriage, you've been together, or all of her life, she probably has a pretty good Social Security benefit coming. If she doesn't, if she was like my wife and was a homemaker for a long time, she doesn't have anything. So in that case, a spouse can file, the lower earning spouse can either file under their benefits or under the higher earning spouse. And it can be a man or woman, it doesn't matter. If she earned more than me, I could earn off her, I could take off of her. But what she would get, and I don't remember the percentages, I'm not going to sit there and tell you what it is. But I can tell you if she takes it 62, and I take mine at full retirement, which would be 67. If I take it like at $3,200, she would get around $1,000. It's like 33%. If she waited until she was 67, she gets about half. It's like 50%. I think that's how it works. It's 50% at full, and you get 33% if they take it early and you take it full. If I take it early, I don't remember if it's the same number or not. You'll have to figure that out on your own. There's a little deal down there where you can calculate it. But my wife, and I'm not retired, I'm not taking my Social Security till 70. So that's an important number for me. My wife, when she's 66, I'll be 70. She'll actually be 65 and a half. But I just went ahead and put 66 because I won't retire till probably end of the year when I turn 70. So I'll be 70 in 4 months. 70 and 4 months, not 70 in 4 months. She'll get $1,400. I'll be drawing $4,100 the same year. So combined, I should have wrote that out, but combined, that's $5,500 a month. Okay. So Social Security matter? That's today's dollars now. That's not tomorrow. $5,500. I'm not going to run the numbers right here. I could. I should have maybe. I should have wrote it down. I have a way to calculate it. But I'm going to say that's 17 years from now. 17 years from now, $5,500, I'm going to say is going to look like probably over 10 grand. I'm going to say it's going to be over 10 grand. Again, you can't look at that though, because 10 grand ain't going to mean crap then. It's going to be the same as 5,500 today. That's why you use today's numbers. It doesn't do any good to figure out what tomorrow's numbers will be. Figure out what today's numbers are. That way you can relate to it. Is $5,500 enough to support my wife and I on Social Security? Yeah. Our monthly budget's less than $4,000. So $5,500, yeah. We're rolling. Now, this is why I stress Social Security. I hear it from people all the time. Oh, I ain't going to, it won't be there when I get there, blah, blah, blah. Horseshit. Trust me, it'll be there. I'll be fighting for it. And I know a lot of Gen Xers that will be too. You don't understand. If you really think it'll go away, you don't understand. You don't understand who's buying all the weapons and who's buying all the ammo. I'm not saying anything. I'm not threatening anything. I'm just simply saying it would be a civil war if they stole the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I've put in and that all my fellow Gen Xers have put in. They try to steal that, which they are kind of stealing it right now anyway. They borrow against it. I'll go into more depth on some Social Security things in another video, but for right now, I just wanted to show you that, my own personal, that it's better for me to wait till I'm 70, my wife to wait till she's 66. That doesn't mean I won't retire earlier. If I can start pulling off my 401k and off my IRAs when I'm 59. And I'll do another video on that. I'll break down what my IRAs and my 401k would be if I wait till here, and if I wait till there, and if I wait till there, if I wait to quit working. So maybe we'll see it in another video. Until then, do your best to take care of this. Start today.